Good afternoon and thanks for joining us right here on Midday Kentucky. Welcome to the start of this week, getting a little bit warmer, so JC says. How are we, girls?
Doing great.
Good.
Hey,
Katie?
doing well. I can't believe that on the 77-day 60
I
on
know.
Wednesday.
I know.
60
How crazy
degrees.
is
I can't
that?
believe
Crazy,
it.
isn't it?
It's been such a roller coaster
I
of the
know.
weather.
Okay, well, let's just jump straight into table talk. A photographer has slammed Facebook from removing a touching video of mothers giving birth to their babies in a move that says she left a little bit shocked and scared by the censorship. Monet Nicole, a birth photographer and videographer based in Denver, Colorado, took to Facebook on Sunday to explain that one of her clips had been removed. She's basically saying it was because of the new policies of Facebook. If we could just bring up some of those pictures that we actually have seen now. These are pictures of mothers after just having birth.
Okay.
But these are not the ones that were taken down.
We're not showing you the video, okay? Because it's the video that was taken down. Do we find these offensive?
Not at
No,
all for me.
it's
Not yet,
wonderful.
at least. I mean, the women are clothed.
But there's also a difference between offensive and maybe too graphic.
Yeah.
That's not
Okay.
the case here, where a video
Do you
of-
think it's too graphic?
No, these absolutely not. This
Okay.
is wonderful. But I think I've seen going on Facebook, I didn't see this one that was taken down, but I have seen others that are showing full genitals and birth. And I think that some of that might be too graphic for online. Do I find it offensive? Absolutely not.
Right.
It's educational, if not beautiful. But I do think that can be a little graphic for the social media, but not offensive. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I feel like, if they think that this is offensive, then where does that stop? Where does it stop? I mean, for them censoring what our freedom of speech is on Facebook. So it's interesting. I mean, if they have new policy.
Well, it's not a freedom of speech on Facebook. Let's be clear on that. There are rules and regulations when it comes to Facebook. Even if you do before and after pictures on Facebook, they don't allow you to do that. Like, as in implants.
Right.
You have to blur out the nipple as such.
Right.
So you can put stuff up there, but understand it is still a business and a company that has their own guidelines.
Right.
So-
I don't find it offensive.
Yeah,
so
it's not offensive.
Now we're finding that Facebook is going to decide for us what's offensive and what's not.
Because of their guidelines. And I want to
Right.
read them to you, which I thought was really interesting. Facebook's community standards prevent users from sharing photos involving nudity, especially as per the website's guidelines. Photographs of people displaying genital or focusing in on fully exposed buttocks. Which is interesting because the Kardashians seem to love putting a buttocks shot up
Exactly.
with a G-string, but it's not fully exposed, you see. The platform also bans pictures of female breasts if they include nipples. However, it claims to make exceptions to allow images that are shared for medical or health purposes. Images, not video. To that end, according to Facebook's guidelines, photos of women who are breastfeeding as well as pictures of mastectomy scars are actually allowed.
Yeah, and that's why I think those photos, even
Photos
if
are
they showed
fine.
a little more, the photos were that we saw. That's not what we're talking about. Those photos are great. It was the video, but I agree. I mean, Facebook is a company that is allowed to have their guidelines, and there are very young people on Facebook, and those videos
Exactly.
get shared.
Yeah.
So I think that's fine. Absolutely not offensive, but maybe a little too graphic.
I have to be honest with you, I wouldn't like, there are certain things that you might not like about men or something as well. I don't particularly want to see a woman giving birth in a video on a social media platform. Not that I have my standards for exactly what Katie was just saying. There are people that are 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 who are on Facebook.
Yeah.
Now, I think there is a law saying that you have to be a certain age to be on Facebook.
It's
Is
not
that
a law. They'll have Facebook has
guideline?
its own guidelines, but still, kids get on a computer
Exactly.
that's
They
open.
do.
You get
They
on
do.
someone's
Exactly.
account.
And I think that's where the grey line is.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
my conversation.
What my concern is that I feel like there's other things that are more influential and more dangerous to the kids on Facebook than watching a woman on a video giving birth.
Hey, I
whether
agree.
it's graphic or not. And I don't believe that video was showing any genitalia or anything of that nature.
Oh, I thought that it was, and that's one of the reasons that it was too graphic, because it was including that.
It did show that?
That would make a big difference to me, I guess, if it includes genitalia or not.
If it was in the water, not showing something like that, then I don't
But you would
see
still
that
be
to
seeing genitalia. But when I say that, because most of those images would be of the woman, okay? So you would see her breasts, maybe, and this is where it's very, I don't have an issue with people having water births. I don't have an issue with that picture.
Right.
Like those sort of things don't bother me. But I just worry that at what level do we worry about the younger generation when it comes to social media?
I just find it
we
fascinating.
see some crazy stuff. Look at that guy just recently, last week, Logan Paul, who has something like 17 million YouTube followers and hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And he posted a man in Japan, and I can't remember the name of the, I think it was the suicide forest or something, and he actually photographed a guy hanging himself.
Oh, wow.
Like that is seriously graphic.
Well, that's why I think
Do you
it's
know what I
good to
mean?
have just black and white rules. So, for example, in this case, am I really scared of a 15-year-old, 12-year-old seeing the miracle of life birth? No. But I like those black and white rules where nudity is not shown.
Well,
so if we see the genitals under any circumstances, I think that they have to treat every video fairly so that we don't see more videos creeping on. But if it doesn't show the genitals, I agree with Lisa, then show it.
It's just like, The Younger You, the TV show that I'm doing, another TV show. And, people say, oh my gosh, people are going to see you having a breast implant. Well, we actually blur out someone actually having a facelift of the scarring and the stitching, and there are ways around it, especially when you go to broadcast TV. And I was just watching a show called Outlander over the weekend on Stars, and I was thinking about this and what I was watching. It was so graphic. Do you know what I mean? Like what I was watching. Same with Game of Thrones. So no matter where we go, there is that.
Right.
Okay. I would just like to see on social media, which all the young kids seem to be on, a little bit more of a guideline.
I agree.
Well, it sounds like they have the guidelines, and I like it being enforced for everyone. If there's no
But
nudity,
it did take, I think it took, Katie, 10 months or something. I think they were saying 10 months after this was done. Actually, it was done in May 2017.
Well, because there's nothing illegal about the video. If they have the private company do not want that content on there, it can be dictated.
Yeah, well, let's move along. Here's something you'll be surprised to hear. Harvard scientist Susan David researches emotions and says that understanding your facing your difficult feelings and moving past them is key to a better future. Did that make sense? No. What she's basically saying is it's okay to be positive, but you also have to address your anger issues. So if you are upset with someone, it's better to say it.
Yeah.
And in a constructive way, instead of holding it on and not doing anything about it.
Right, I agree.
And making out it's, oh, Katie, you're so good today, you look so great, blah, 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 when really you just want to slap her. Do you know what I mean? As an example. And it's much better to say, it's showing up is what it's called. And instead of ignoring difficult thoughts and emotions of over-emphasizing positive thinking, face up to your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, willing with curiosity and kindness. That means you let go of any struggle about whether you are feeling it's right or wrong, or whether you should or shouldn't feel this way. So what do you girls think about that?
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's not even about being positive or negative. It's just allowing yourself to indulge in what
positive affirmation.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's whether just indulging your feelings no matter what, rather than trying to cover it up. Just dealing with things head on. I think is always best.
I tend to not like confrontation. So for me, this is very interesting. It's very difficult for me because I just, sometimes I just think, just keep my mouth shut and just, get on through my day and it'll kind of subside. But what happens is it doesn't subside completely. It will resurface in other areas of my life.
Yeah.
So, and that's, you know, I've learned over the years that I do need to confront when somebody is, where I feel wronged or somebody has ticked me off. I am trying to, you know, be more verbal and address that and not see it as such a, you know, not seeing it as a harmful thing to our relationship, but a beneficial thing for the relationship.
Well, you don't have a problem telling me.
I know. I've learned well. You've helped me learn well.
Well, I think, here's the thing. There's one thing that I find about Americans
Yeah.
is that you would rather hold back instead of saying, hey, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I thought, this is how I feel, what can we do?
I don't
Okay.
know. That's not my experience with most people.
In America?
Yeah.
I think it's you try to shun and try to push it away rather than address the actual conversation
I
before
actually feel
it becomes.
people address things too much. Sometimes
Do you?
you do need to just let things go, and it's not worth the battle. Is actually how I feel.
That's a different thing.
well,
yeah.
no, it's the opposite of this.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
But if you are having your feelings and your thoughts about that, would you come and, if you have a thought that I've upset you or something, would you come and talk to me about that? Or?
Well, it would depend if I would think anything would change. If nothing
Yeah.
is going to change, then nothing will come of me bringing it up. And maybe that's something I have to deal with, either not being around you anymore or just dealing with it. You know, sometimes confronting someone is not, I don't think, the best option. It's deciding for you if you want to be in that situation or not. Because you can't change someone else. You can't change their actions. You can only change how you react to it.
Interesting.
That's all I think. I don't know.
Interesting. Tell us what you think on our Midday Kentucky Facebook page, everyone. Katie, you're talking more about grandparenting and that they should be getting a baby
Well,
shower.
I don't know if they should be. This is interesting.
This is double the amount of
I love
presents.
So I saw this online. This is apparently a new trend. Grandmas having their own baby shower for their first grandchild. Well, they'll throw it for themselves or their girlfriends.
I think it's super
becoming
cute.
a grandmother. Now, I posted this over on our Instagram. I did a poll. We had about 60 people, and 86% of people think grandmas should not be having baby
Really?
showers.
Aw.
So let us know on our Midday Kentucky Instagram. But what do you guys think? Baby showers for grandmas?
Love it, love it, love it, love it. I mean, because especially if it's a first-time grandmother.
So
you
if
know?
your mother-in-law did that, competing with your baby shower, how would you have felt?
I don't know if I wouldn't want it competing with my baby shower. I certainly don't want it to take away from that moment, but I think it is cute. I mean,
Okay.
you know, it's you know, they're becoming grandparents for the first time. It's a whole new world for them as well. So why not give them their moment to shine? You know, in that.
I would not want
situation.
that. If I was having my first child, I'm the only one that gets a baby shower for my baby. I wouldn't want to then hear like my dad having a baby shower or something. Would you do it?
Like Katie said, tell us on Midday Kentucky's Facebook page whether you think you are deserving of a baby shower as the grandparents. Hey everyone, for more tips to help quit smoking, I should say, Lexington Fayette Health Department is up after the break, everyone. You're watching Midday Kentucky.